The last thing you want to do after a long day of vending is to drag a box full of books back to your car because you overpacked. So in this video, I'm going to give you 3 questions to ask yourself as you pack for a vendor event so you know how many books that you actually need to bring. The first question you need to ask yourself is, what is the minimum number of books I need to sell to break even? Now, if you're not familiar with this term of break even, this term basically means what is the point of sale that I need to make where I'm neither making a profit nor am I incurring a loss. So you want to make sure that you are selling enough books to at least break even, cover the cost of your vendor fee. So let's say, for example, the vendor fee is $60 and I'm selling my book for $12. I know that my break-even point is that I need to sell 5 books minimum just to hit break-even. This is the point before I make a profit and before I make a loss. So figure out that break-even point and how many books you need to sell at minimum to hit it. Once you know the answer to that question, we move into question number 2 of what kind of event is this? Every vendor event is not the same. Some vendor events are targeted at adults, some of them are targeted at kids, some of them are during the week, some of them are weekends, some of them are during lunch hours, some of them are in the evening. Figure out if it's indoor, outdoor, is the weather gonna be good if we're gonna be outdoors? How long is the event gonna be? If it's only an hour versus an event that's over 3 hours. All this information is good for you to get an idea of what you're about to experience. Because let's say that your event is 3 hours long, but it's outdoors, but it is like a back to school festival or something like that. All of those factors are gonna give you a good idea about how many people are gonna be there, if your ideal customer is gonna be there, so you can better understand how likely you are to generate sales at that event. Every vendor event may not be a slam dunk for you, and some of them may be a perfect fit. We're doing a little bit of the Goldilocks situation here, but you need to evaluate for yourself what kind of event you're going to be vending at and how likely it is that you're going to see your ideal customer. Because this all is going to bleed into question number 3 of what is the goal number of sales that you want to make. Now, this is different from your break even, right? The break even, this is the business side talking. This is us as entrepreneurs, as businessmen, women, and people thinking about what I need to do to break even, profit margin, all that good jazz. But question 3 about what is your ideal goal, this is just about you as a person. What are you striving to do? What will success look like for you at said vendor event? Because today you may feel like, I want to sell 20 books. Your break even could just be 10, or your break even could be like 8 books, but you could be pushing yourself a lot further. Thinking about what you want to achieve and what you're willing to strive for is going to be so crucial for you to figure out how many books you should be bringing to the event. This goal, though, should be influenced by question number 2 in terms of what kind of event is it and will your ideal customer be at this kind of event. But ultimately, it's a fun challenge for yourself. You should be trying to push yourself at vendor events. If you are struggling a little bit at your event where you have people coming up to your table, but you don't really know what to say to seal the deal, then I encourage you to check out this video on my channel where I break down how to talk about your book at vendor events so that way you can make those sales. But ultimately, I think it's healthy for you to be pushing yourself and to have a goal for yourself and to give yourself a little bit of a challenge to see how many books you can actually sell, not just a bare minimum that you need to, but where is your skill set as an entrepreneur to push that profit margin. And honestly, when you think about this, you go from being in survival mode of like, oh my gosh, I just need to sell 2 more books and that's it, I just need to sell 2 more books. You go from being in that survival mode to being in a thriving mode where you're enjoying your time there and you're pushing yourself to accomplish something, and you may actually surprise yourself when you do that. Now that you have the answers to these 3 questions, you're gonna add them together. You're going to take question number 1, your break-even number, plus question number 3, your goal number. And this is gonna be the amount of books that I want you to bring to your vendor event. But what I also want you to do, just to be safe, is to add 5 to that number as a buffer. You always wanna have a little bit of cushioning there, just in case more people come to your table than you actually expect, so that way you can have enough books there for every customer that comes. So let's walk through a few examples of this. Let's stick with the same one where our vendor fee is $60 and our book is being sold for $12. Our break even is about 5 books, but if we know this event is about 2 hours and it's indoors and it's a back to school event, my personal goal would be to sell about 20 books at the event. So 20 plus 5, and I'm gonna add in that buffer of an additional 5. So now I'm at 30 books that I'm gonna be bringing to this event, which can seem a little bit small, but being realistic is one of the challenges of doing vendor events. Because you also, not to get too businessy, but you also wanna have this mindset of scarcity. People wanna buy more when they know products are running out. And so if they see you at your table and you're overflowing with books, then that either sends a signal to them that no one likes your books, right? And if no one's buying your books because you have them all, then why would I wanna buy your book? Versus if they see that there's less books at your table, they can assume that, okay, people are buying this book, let me see what all this craze is about. So it's a fine balance there where you don't wanna have everything, but you wanna have enough that makes people feel like there's a little bit of scarcity, that they don't get it, they're gonna run out. And so you need to have the right number there. So 30 in this situation might be the best bet for you. Now let's think about this in a different way. Let's say our vendor fee is only $35. But we're selling our book for $15. Our break even per the calculator is 2.33333333. We're not selling 1/3 of a book. So I'm just gonna say our break even is 3 books just to keep it clean. So if our break even is 3 books and we're at an event that is a ticketed entry, meaning that people are paying for tickets to get into the event, but it's an event that's gonna go on for over 4 hours and it's a holiday market festival situation during Christmas time period, and there's a lot of other vendors that are gonna be there. My goal would be to sell about 30 books during that 4-hour plus period. And so 30 plus 3, adding that buffer of 5 books, we're looking at 38 books. So I would be comfortable rounding it up to like 40 books that I'm just gonna bring there just to make it even for myself. So in a situation like this, where yes, the vendor event is 4 hours plus, but if I know that I am one out of thousands of stalls, I'm not going to sell a huge profit margin. But about 30 books, 30 to 40 books seems realistic for that time period. But again, knowing how to talk about your books at events, knowing what to pack for a vendor event, and knowing how to attract people to come to your vendor events are all gonna be crucial factors for you to start generating a lot of sales for yourself. So altogether, if you remember nothing else from this video, figure out your break-even point, set a goal for yourself that could be a lot higher than your break-even point, but always add in about 5 more books as a buffer, so that way you can figure out the right number of books for you to bring to your vendor event. And if you found this video useful for you, feel free to check out this playlist on my channel where I break down a lot more tools and resources to support you along your journey as an author when you go to vendor events, because it's pretty much easier said than done, but it's one of the best ways that you can go about generating a lot of sales for your author business.